And away we go. It is the Nightcap, brought to you by Galactic Fried Chicken right here on BearcatJournal.com. As always, visit www.galacticfriedchicken.com. Download the app for Android, iPhone, everything Galactic. Get down to Dayton, Kentucky. Tell them to pump it up. Save yourself 15%. Get yourself some tendies, some dunkies, some fried chicken, some fries, coleslaw, fried pickles, all that good stuff. Or if you're anywhere inside the 275 loop, go to the app, have it delivered. They'll bring it right to your front door. Aaron Smith.
Chad.
We'll put you in the driver's seat tonight. You had a couple things you wanted to talk about while I spent the day dealing with colonoscopies and the kidney thing. Dialysis. That's what it is. Dialysis. Yeah. And physical therapy. And I didn't have to do any of those things. But I had to talk to those people all day today. So I said, Aaron, this is all you. So you get the driver's seat. Let's discuss.
It was a slow news day, so I'm grasping here a little bit for anything worth talking about. One of the things here, though, that I found borderline hilarious: LSU accidentally paid Brian Kelly $1 million. He was overpaid $1,001,368 in supplemental payments in 2022 because of duplicate payments made both to his LLC and to the coach directly.
Why are you making payments to Brian Kelly's LLC?
They only found it because they audited the books.
Well, yeah, that's how shit gets found. But
right.
My question is, why are you paying Brian Kelly's LLC? Like, isn't that a red flag that something strange is going on, that you're not just paying Brian Kelly? Like I mean, if I do business with somebody, iHeartRadio, that I do a lot of work for, does not pay Bearcat Journal. They pay Chad Brendel, right? I'm confused as to how that even...
The only thing that I can think of is if you have like your direct deposit set up to go into different accounts once you do get paid and you can direct your own money, maybe. But even then, like, they shouldn't be directing. I don't know. That should be something that your bank is handling, not when you get paid, not something that your employer is handling and paying into these accounts.
Paying two entities?
I don't have an answer for that.
That feels shady, doesn't it?
It seems strange.
It feels very politician-like, doesn't it?
I don't know.
Considering I've always called him the politician from New England.
I don't know that there's anything included in as far as why it went there in this article. This is from ESPN.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying, like, I that feels weird that he would have LSU sending money to his LLC and not to him.
Well, here's what's also strange is that the amount of overpayment is going to be recouped by the conclusion of the fiscal year 2023. So it's not anything that he even has to be like, oh, shit, my bad. Here you go.
Yeah, they're just going to pay him $1 million less, essentially, on what they already owe him.
Yep.
I don't know. It feels like something nefarious potentially was happening. And then it got caught in the audit, and they're like, "Oh, we didn't mean that. We didn't mean that."
I wonder if, and I have nothing to go off this, but if that $1 million paid this year, based on other escalators he may have in his contract, could have taken him into a different tax bracket, and so he made sure that $1 million got tacked on for last year instead of this year.
Maybe, I don't know. It's just very. So, and it could be that. It could be something tax related, like. One way or another, something seems...
It's off. Something is very off. You should not just be, oh, we accidentally lost $1 million. Our bad.
Oops. And it also could just be, that's SEC money, I don't give a fuck. Don't care at all. It's SEC money. Don't care.
So I don't know. I just thought that whole story with his ties to Cincinnati was A, a little funny, and B, just something just seems very strange with that story. The other story that I saw that caught my eye, there was an article from the New York Post written about Bronny James and his recruitment. This story written by Jenna Lemoncelli.
Sounds delicious.
I mean, it's Lemoncelli.
Yeah, whatever it is. It just sound whatever a limoncelli is.
Sounds like limoncello.
Yeah.
But Bronny's recruitment, they did come out with a top 3 of Ohio State, Oregon, and who's the third school? Just trying to recall off the top of my head. In any case.
Whatever.
Yeah. But they talked about how difficult. Oh, USC. Go figure. Hey, buddy. Come on, play.
Come on down here. We'll take care of you.
They talked about how difficult his recruitment has been, though, as you had to jump through 1,000 hoops just to get to the mom. You're not allowed to talk to the kid. You have to schedule time on Tuesday or Thursday with the publicist just to talk to the mom. So you've dealt with some strange, you've covered some strange recruitments, even here at Cincinnati. But I feel like this is the trend of, as agents are getting involved, as NIL dollars are being talked about, as things are escalating as far as money being spent on recruitment.
I don't think it's a trend. I don't think you're wrong, but there is still plenty of access to the kid, far more often than not. Yes, you might also have this person now you have to talk to, and this person now you got to talk to the agent. But you've always had to talk to the parents.
Yeah.
You've always had to talk to whoever the guy. That's one of the most said things in AAU basketball. Well, who's the guy? Who's running the show?
I even remember from some of the stories that I've heard in the short time that I have covered recruiting, and I don't recall if it was a kid in the class or a kid that was covered beforehand. I think it was a kid covered beforehand. But where the kid had his own cell phone, you weren't allowed to have that cell phone number, but the parents had a cell phone specifically for the recruitment of the kid, and that was the cell phone number that you got. So you wouldn't ever be talking to the kid directly. You'd only be talking to this phone ran by the parents. Maybe the kid's talking to you, maybe they're not. But
no, I would do that. I would set that up just so that the kid's phone wasn't
you're not getting hit up all day during school.
Yeah. Let the kid have a phone that's for his life, that a normal kid has. I couldn't imagine. Could you imagine, if Kelsey was fielding on top of all the messages and texts and videos they send each other and TikToks and da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and then you've got 20 college coaches,
right,
and then 10 people that work for recruiting sites, and no, I would do that. I would spend $50 a month so that my kid had a phone that was just for, here's your recruiting phone. Deal with this shit on here and on here only. I think that's a brilliant idea. I love it. I've not heard of that much. I wish I'd have heard of it more, because I think it's great. Are you there? Am I here? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here. My internet's apparent. You're here. My internet's low.
I was making sure it wasn't me. Yeah. The LeBron, the Bronny thing. One, you are doing a disservice to your kid to not let him deal with any of this, because this is going to be his life.
At some point, he has to be an adult, right? Why is everything
right? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to mama bear him forever. He's going to get to college next year. And I've heard, like, I was tweeting back and forth with Taryn about this today. Taryn said that he didn't think that he deserved a spot like in the McDonald's game. I disagree. Like, if you look at how he played in the
last several weeks,
the Peach Jam, and the way he's playing through his high school season, he's really good. He's really good. And this is not a great class. Like, I hold on a second.
Five more minutes, I promise.
Jeez. Close your door. She's the boss. She tells me. I'm obviously bothering her with paying the bills. You know what? I wouldn't get her own phone to deal with coaches. I would let all those coaches hit up her regular phone and bug the shit out of her and distract from her time being a teenager. Fuck them kids. I think you're doing the kid a disservice. Like, and if you're smart and you've been around for a long time, you can probably figure this out. There was a recruitment a decade or so ago that they wouldn't let the kid speak to him. If you got to talk to the kid, the condition was the handler had to be there and be on the phone, like in a different room, listening, and then approving, okay, your first question was okay. The answer to the first question you can use. The answer to the third question is out. The answer to the fourth, yeah. So, like, and you know me, I'm not ever trying, like, they're kids. I'm not trying to, like, gotcha.
Yeah. No.
But, like, and there are some people out there, like, I understand some of the paranoia or whatever the case may be. But, like, for the most part, you got to let kids become adults. And is it abnormal for, a normal kid to have that type of attention? Yes. But guess what? If your kid's a 5-star basketball prospect, your kid is not normal. Your kid's path is not normal. And maybe Bronny is different because he literally is one of the few kids in the world where his dad can actually shield him from a lot of these things for an extended period of time. Not forever. At some point, he's going to have to be an adult.
Yeah.
But I just don't think you're helping your kid by putting them in a situation where you put this bubble around them. Aaron, you wouldn't believe. So the way Peach Jam works, you walk in and there's like an entryway, and then there's 2 gyms. Like right as soon as you walk in, there's a concession stand, there's a gym to your right, there's a gym to your left. And then you walk back, and those, like, the front part is new. It's an addition. The back part is the part that's been there forever and ever, that, like, has been the home of the Peach Jam.
Okay.
And Bronny's team this year played in the front gym, in Gym 1. Every game that they played, I'm pretty sure, was in Gym 1. And you couldn't walk in the door.
That sounds about right. That doesn't surprise me at all.
The gym was full. There was a line out the gym and down the hallway, all the way almost out to where you paid to get in. And these people weren't getting in. Like, once the gym is full, it's one full. In, one out.
Yeah.
And nobody's leaving because everybody's watching Bronny. Your kid is different. You have to let your kid adopt and adapt to that reality of his life. I just don't think it does anybody any good to try to, like, shield him away from that.
It does set him behind the 8 ball as far as maturity goes, because he's going to have been spoon-fed his entire life. I can't imagine. I mean, if you're a college coach, let's look at the other side of the coin here. If you're a college coach and you know
I wouldn't recruit him.
These are the hoops you have to go through just to even get a meeting, to where you have to go through a publicist just to even talk to the mom, and you have to go through those meetings on only Tuesday or Thursday. It just sounds like, is the juice even worth the squeeze at that point?
It is to the extent that he's really good. It isn't to the extent that he's never going to be in college more than 1 year.
Absolutely not.
And I would, like, when it comes to like the one and done, like, are you going to recruit a kid that's looking to bail right away? I don't think Bronny is like a surefire come in and score 18 points a game. Like, he's not his dad.
No, but somebody's going to draft him simply based on you also get access to his dad.
Right. And he's going to be an NBA point guard. Like, I think he's going to eventually, in time, as he develops, he's going to be a good NBA point guard. One, he knows the game, which is not a surprise, right? Like, if you watch LeBron play, LeBron has as much feel for the game as anyone ever.
Sure.
Jordan's number one because Jordan was more competitive and wanted to rip your heart out, and LeBron doesn't really have that. But in terms of feel, in terms of like just pure when to pass, rebounding, like all the things that make a great basketball player, I think LeBron is the best of all time in terms of the tools.
Right.
It's not a surprise that his kid has all the tools.
Right.
Even though he's got screwed by probably his mom and is 7 inches shorter than LeBron.
There is that.
It's amazing how those tools manifest themselves when you're 6'9" as compared to when you're 6'3". But yeah, I wouldn't jump through all the hoops. I wouldn't as a coach. You're going to be here 1 year. You're going to be a good player, but it's going to be a circus. We're probably going to have to shield you they're going to demand him be shielded from the media in college.
I can only imagine that that's the way that goes. You like how many stipulations are put in place once he's on campus before he even agrees to come to your campus.
Right.
Like,
there's going to be no Tuesday like, hey, can Joe from the newspaper get 5 minutes with Bronny for a story? Nope.
No, because he'll be busy. I mean, especially if he lives in LA, goes to USC, he'll be busy doing the shop with his dad or whatever else other things he has going on with other NIL deals.
But Aaron, he could just be sitting in his room and they wouldn't let him speak to the common media.
No, because you're going to have to go through his publicist to do that.
Right. And it's going to have to be ESPN, or it's going to have to be the Players Tribune, or it's going to have to be, one of the main national guys. Or else you're just not going to have access to him.
Sounds dreadful. Not anything I would ever want to deal with.
And I think it sucks for the kid because I like the kid's game. Two years ago, I was like, this kid's not good.
Even a year ago, you're wondering how he's in top 50 in this class, and you've seen
by last summer, it was clear that his body had developed in his game. He was finding his game, right? Not
again. I think roughly the last month or two, he's really just evolved. And I'm telling
you, he was very good at Peach Jam. Okay. And that is the best of the best high school basketball competition on the planet. And that was when you could start to tell, okay, he's more than just a guy with a bunch of cameras following around. He's a kid that is becoming a really, really good basketball player.
Well, I hope that this doesn't continue as far as parents shielding and all of that based on.
Hopefully it's a one-off just because of
his
dad is the most powerful athlete in the world.
At this time, yeah.
I hope a lot of people don't see it and think that's our path.
Or anything remotely close.
Yeah, you're right. All right, there you go. That's the nightcap. We appreciate you guys all tuning in. It's brought to you by Galactic Fried Chicken. Like and subscribe while you're here, right here on BearcatJournal.com.
See ya!